morning. It is Friday, and after kettlebell I went down to Asda because I'm really missing eggs at the moment, and I thought I'll have a little splurge and get myself some eggs, take it off next month's shopping amount. And then I walked past the reduced counter. Oh my goodness, it was overflowing. I should have taken a photograph of it. There was 10 of these salmons, all down to £1.78. Well, I said I have got hardly any fish in my freezer, and I wanted fish. And 2 pieces of battered cod by Young's is £2.50. So this is an absolute bargain. It was £3.86 originally, so it's 50% off, isn't it? It's more than 50% off, actually. So I got 3 of those. I'm going to split them and freeze them, and I got half a dozen eggs, expensive way of buying them, £1.83. But I'm in Clacton on Wednesday for a hair trim. I'm hoping to get some decent eggs, maybe in Farm Foods. I can't remember whether they do free range, but if they do, I will have a look at those, because the last ones from Lidl were awful. So I spent £7.17 on my card. I've had to add it there, £7.17 to £68.95. I've overspent by £6.12. So that'll have to come off next month. My allowance next month. That's all I do. Swings and roundabouts. But I've got 6 good meals of good salmon for £1.78. So that's 90p each, isn't it, technically? So I'm going to split them now. I was so tempted to buy more, but I restrained myself because a lot of it was chicken. There was pork there. This morning, Iceland had a beautiful brisket joint down to half price on their Olio app reductions. So instead of £15, it was £7 something. £7.50 I expect. So if you haven't got the Olio app and your Iceland isn't too far away, it's worth putting it on your phone and agreeing to the notifications so that you know when the reductions are there. I'm doing is layering them up so that when they freeze I can get them apart. Let's wrap these. Good morning and welcome back to Living on a UK State Pension. My name's Tanya, I'm 68 years old, and for the next 8 weeks I'm going to be living on my UK State Pension and saving my civil service pension to put back some much needed money into my savings on my renovation overspend and furniture that I bought. Anyway, another 4 weeks have gone by. So I'm down to the nitty-gritty of 8 weeks left. Had us overspend this month on food, and I'll be honest, it is Sunday the 28th today, and I've just had notifications from Iceland about their reductions on Olio, and they have some mince down to half price. So I can get a kilo for £6 something. It's slightly higher fat content than Bertie normally has, but it looks very lean in comparison to other people's fat content. So I'm going to go down at 10 o'clock and have a look, and I'll get it. So it'll be a further overspend technically, but my money comes in tomorrow, so I'll go and get £10 from the bank today and use it to buy the mince, because while I can get cheap meat for Bertie and myself, I will. With all the other prices going up the way they are, as I've mentioned before, they say inflation is running at 4.7%, and well, and that's what they're basing our new pension in April on. We're going to get a 4.7% rise, but I don't know where the maths comes from. I really don't. When every single thing you touch, watch, pick up is going up in price. Where does 4.7% come from? I don't know. I'd love to know. Anyway, as usual, it's the facts and figures for the last 4 weeks. I've done extremely well, apart from the overspend on food, but what I overspend one month comes off the next month. Again, next month, I'm going to put £50 on the Asda card. My spend and save account that I have stands at £390. £350 of that is for my boiler repair, although it's working perfectly at the moment. If the pump goes down again, I know I can pay for it straight away. So that's 350 in there. The other 40 I'm going to move across and put on the Asda rewards card, the Christmas savings card. With the 50 that I put on there from my food money, that makes 90 this month, which will take me up to 220 on there. So in my very last month, October the 26th, I will find £60 to put on there. Then I will have 280, so I'll get the maximum interest of £15 on there, which is great because it's money towards next year that I've found out of this year's money. The other good thing is my bill money currently stands at £1,482.55, but some of that money is my 13th month money that I move out of my account. My accounts are complicated because I work in a 4-week cycle, and I move the excess out into a savings account that pays interest, and I will get that interest on the 22nd of November. So that means I've got £700 towards my car insurance, tax and home insurance and the MOT. So if I need any more, I'll have to dip into the balance because I'm over at the moment. I've got £350 of that is towards Christmas, £432 is towards my 13th month, and I'll be adding another £145 tomorrow because I have a birthday this month, so I leave the money out. I shall draw it in cash. I'm ready to put in the card. I have £1,000 in my holiday fund, and tomorrow it will become £1,100. So everything is looking brilliant. So I can go ahead and pay my council tax tomorrow. I don't need to take a holiday. I can afford to take a holiday next month when technically it's my 13th month and still be ahead. I will still be finished by Christmas paying, which is great, which means I've got January, February and March. I have to start putting the money away because the first payment is in April. And that's how I work. I'm ahead all the time. So I'm really, really pleased with the way things are going. Thank you to all the new subscribers as well. There's been a flurry of about 100 people come over and subscribe, because we've been teetering at 12,500 for a long time. Now we're over 12,600 something. So it's like this. It's very quiet on YouTube at the moment. Lots of viewing figures are down for many people. Unless you're into buying huge hauls of stuff, very much, or a Manjaro journey and things like that, yeah, it's very quiet. So my revenue, let's just have a look. My revenue for, technically it'll be August, won't it? Because I'm paid in arrears. So I get this where I get so mixed up. Yes, it is August money. I got £347.42p, which means I can give £51 to charity. So I shall do that hopefully by the end of the week. I think that will just be a food bank for 41. £10 goes to cancer research every month. I have that on standing order. And yeah, we're already up. This month's viewing is up. I think people go back to their normal ways in the winter. I think summer, people are more busy, holidays and what have you. Winter, yeah, we're back to watching films and everything on the TV and a bit of YouTube, etc. So that's the ad revenue. Giving you all the bank balances. Sorry, I'm having to look at my bit of paper. So my spend on food for September was £76.12. My spending money, I only took out £40 this time. I'm going to have to take £50 out next month because I've got a trim on my hair. I am great. I let it go, was it 10 weeks or 8 weeks? I can't remember. But it has grown quite a bit. And the thing I've found with the growth is the weight of it is keeping it, stopping it going bushy as much. So, and obviously the treatment that I'm doing. So I've got 80p left in my spend money, and I did put £2, was it £2.80 yesterday? £2.80 on my card for drinks that I had. So my credit card spend came to £33.50. But I've still got a balance from the month before because of my senior rail card and my ticket. My senior rail card will last for 3 years, so it's a good investment. That cost me £80. And my train ticket was 80, now I can't remember if it was 86. So that was a big spend on my credit card, so I've got some of that to pay off. But it will get paid. It will get paid. I've got more than enough money in the next 2 months because I won't have a lot of bills next month. In fact, I'll have no bills because of my 13th period of my state pension. Everything will be paid. Now, the only thing that can trip me up is my MOT. If I hit a car expense with that, that will have to go on my credit card. But I will have money from my non-payment of council tax coming up. It all work. I've got money in reserve in a couple of places to get me through this year. And I am going to have a little bit of a spend up. I'm going up to see my friend for a reason. We had a chat on the phone, and I said to her that she's very glamorous. Let me just say that she is very glamorous. And I was talking to her that I went to see a facial person last year, shall we say, about my loss of weight on my face, my indentations on my face. And the woman was very honest with me, and she said, I wouldn't like to just put filler in there, whack filler in, as she said. If I'm perfectly honest with you, she said, if you can afford a facelift, I would go for a facelift. She said, I think you would benefit because they will do the structure under your skin at the same time. So anyway, I was telling my friend about this, and a few months ago, I told her it a long time ago actually, a few months ago, she came back to me, she said, she goes to a woman, she said, who she believes can do something about the indents in my face without having to resort to surgery. and she's got every confidence in this lady. So I'm on the fence at the moment as to whether I go ahead and have some treatment and some filler, and never had Botox or anything like that. Years ago, I mean, I'm going back 10 years at least, I had my under eyes done, and to be honest, it was a waste of money because I have inherited the Asian darkness of the skin around my eyes. It is nothing to do with the hollow. They could pump as much fat into my under eye area as they wanted, and it would not change the colour of my skin. My skin is dark around my eyes, so that was a total waste of money. So I'm going up. I've got an appointment. I've got 2 appointments when I'm there. I've had to book 2 appointments, but depending on what she says on the consultation is what happens in the follow-up appointment, whether I go ahead or whether I say no. I'd rather save up for a facelift. I always said I'd have a facelift before I was 70, but with the overspend on here, it dwindled my savings considerably. And although they're back, I still want a little bit of a top up to make sure that I'm covered for any emergency. As I say, I want the money for a car. That's more important to me than my face at the moment. I know I'll get there with my savings, and I'm hoping by the other side of Christmas I will be on track to be able to go for consultation if that is what's needed. But I'm doing this in the meantime. You know how honest and upfront I am, and that is one of the reasons I have been so strict with myself this past year. So strict, because it's going to help me. Well, it has helped me. You've helped me. You've helped me put all the money back that I needed for my home. You know how hard I've worked in the garden, etc. It has all helped me keep my bills down. Tremendously, tremendously. And as I said, I think in my very 3rd video that I did about budgeting, it doesn't matter what you are saving up for as long as it is precious to you. If you're saving up to have a treatment done that you can't get on the NHS, then go for it. You'll make the sacrifices to get there. The same as if you're saving up just to make your life a bit more comfortable. I know a lady that contacted me, she's saving up for her double glazing. It doesn't matter as long as it's important to you. And that's the drive you need to keep you going. You need that in mind. You've got a goal, and it's to make your everyday life more comfortable. Then it is worth it. It is worth every scrimp and save that you do, every sacrifice you make. I can remember, you know, I mean, I almost did it yesterday. I bought this jumper yesterday. I'll include it in next month's total. I'll be up front and honest. I bought this jumper yesterday, and I bought a pair of boots as well. Reason being, I very, very rarely get what I am after, and when I see it, I seize it. To get a V-neck, so hard. I'm going back because they do this in burgundy, and this is from Peacocks. So it was £18, and it's beautiful. I love it. I love it. It almost feels like there's a wool blend in it. Oh, I've got pluck there. I'm going to have to push that through. Do that in a minute. Oh, it's gone through already. There we go. I'll wash this by hand as well. I won't put it in the machine. I'll wash it by hand so it doesn't go bobbly. And they do it in a burgundy, and burgundy and brown are very in. So I am going to get the burgundy one. And they had a beautiful satin skirt there. I'm contemplating. I think I will go back and get it. So I'm going to have a little bit of a spend up this month. Because technically it will be my 13th month on the 26th of October, and it's near my birthday as well. So I've put them on my credit card and they will get paid. But I will talk about that probably Wednesday when I do my first, you'll see some of my first shopping. Although I'm delaying my shopping this month, and there's a reason for that, is that if I go shopping tomorrow as my first shop, then it goes in September's in Lidl, or in their app. It goes in September's. So I need to wait till Wednesday to do the bulk of my shopping. So I'm going to be using odds and sods. I have made an exception. You'll see that on Wednesday when I post it. And as I say, I'm going down to Iceland shortly to see if I can pick up this mince, because it will save me £4 straight away. Looking as to the other day, and their mince is now £10.50. £10.50 for a kilo of mince. So this is coming out at £6 something. So straight away it's a £4 saving. So I'll do it. It'll be, if I manage to get all 3 packets, it will be 1 kilo, 125 grams. We'll tag something onto this because it's going to be quite short. As you know, I will talk about it more in depth towards the end of the week. I am desperately trying to bring down my cholesterol. I have picked up my statins now, and whether it's controversial or not, I have cut my first tablet in half. And I know about the dispersion of the chemicals, the makeup in the tablet, but I've cut it in half. I took half last night. I've bought some of the drinks ready to start in earnest tomorrow, Monday. I'm upping my fibre even more. I am going to get kiwis and anything that is high, very high in fibre, as well as obviously my cereal and things like that. So I've got a small dose of statin, because I'm going to be retested in 3 months' time. My sweet treats that I've made are made out of dates, so they're absolutely packed with fibre as well, and I'll show you how I made them straight after. So I'm going to be getting things like kiwi, apple, always leaving the skins on potatoes, apples, kiwi. It's all extra fibre for me. So that's my 3-pronged attack, along with all my exercise that I do. And we'll see what happens the other side of Christmas. I'll be tested just before Christmas, and which is the worst time, isn't it? Yeah, it couldn't have come at a worse time, but I'm just going to have to suck it up and deal with it, because I want to be able to say to the doctor that what I've done, I'm hoping the results are going to come back good, and that maybe not even bother with the statins going forward if I can get this down to a fine art. The last thing I need to invest in is omega-3, and because I don't eat enough fish, so I'm going to have to include that somewhere in my expense going forward, omega-3. So with the drinks and the omega-3, and trying to buy salmon, to have salmon at least a couple of times a week. My new budget in my new year, straight away, I'm going to be using all my food money month in, month out to keep me healthy. But it's not a bad budget, £120. I mean, £20 of that is for Bertie, and I already have that, if you remember, in my Asda card. So £100 a month for me. So what I'll do, the £20 I will put on a new Asda card starting in December straight away. I'll start adding £20 to a new Asda card, ready for next year. Maybe even November I can start a new card. But yeah, I should be able to after the cut-off date. So my first payment of the next year, next financial year for me, is the 24th of November. So I will start saving £20 on there straight away in Asda. I think that's it. Sorry for the ramble. But as I say, I'll show you the sweet treats because they are packed with fibre. And they help me. The reason why I did them, I tried them out and they're lovely, is I can't eat before I go out in the morning. And on a Tuesday I do circuit training and then I do my aquasise. So I need something. Now I have a cup of tea. Sometimes I have a cup of coffee before I go. But a lot of substance in a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. So I thought I'd better make something that I can just quickly eat, and it's going to provide me with some energy before I go, just to elevate my sugar levels a tiny bit and get me through. And so far it's working. I did kettlebell on Friday and she worked us quite hard. I got up a sweat, let's just say that. I did get up a sweat. I need to take a flannel or something with me. You don't want a towel, but a flannel in your bag would be good, just to wipe your face in between. And yeah, so I'm getting there, and I'm really, I have to say, I'm getting into such a good routine at the moment. I have a little bit more spare time in the winter, maybe add a further gym session in the winter. 8,000 steps a day as well. It's all adding up. And this pair of trousers I've got on now, actually a size 8. I know they're a big 8. They are a big 8, but I haven't been able to get into them in over a year. And although my weight hasn't changed a great deal, probably about £4, I think with the exercise I am toning up. Bits of me are, being sucked in, shall we say, and being toned up, which is helping. And I'm feeling good about myself. And when you feel good about yourself, it is so rewarding. You just feel nice. And that's the way I'm feeling. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling healthy. And we'll talk about the cholesterol bit a little bit more another day. But as always, thank you so much for your support and your comments and everything else. You really are brilliant. And as I said, £51 will go to charity. And that's a big clap for you as well, because if you didn't watch me, I wouldn't be able to donate this money. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And I'll see you shortly. Bye-bye. This is 1.5 apples grated. Just trying to get a bit of juice out of this. Just to cook a tiny bit. And then I can add some oats to it. These are to make some sweet treats. As I've explained, I don't eat breakfast, and going out to do circuit training and kettlebell mainly, where it's high energy and intense at times, I find I need something in my system. This morning I had a cup of tea, seed in there, cup of tea and a rich tea biscuit, and that didn't have a lot of calories in it, so I'm going to add a small spoon of peanut butter to that. Just a small spoon. So it's about 15 grams there, maybe a little bit more. It's a bit of fat. Right, dates from my last shop. I've put 10 in my NutriBullet. I'm going to give them a whiz. I've got to add a bit of water, I will. Blitzed up into a paste. You've got all that lovely fibre in dates, and the sugar acts differently in our bodies. Certainly put my NutriBullet to a test, because they are pretty dry. Right, beat that up. Well and truly mixed in. Before I add the oats and maybe a dash of water. When this cools down, I shall roll it into balls. And the other bit of fat I'm going to add in a second is a couple of pieces of chocolate to melt into it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go with 5. Just going to switch the heat off. Melt the chocolate in. So there's carbs in here, there's a bit of fat in here. Plenty of fibre. Plenty of fibre. From the apple skin, from the oats, from the dates. Bit of fat from the chocolate, bit of fat from the peanut butter. And these should roll into nice balls. Just let that cool down now. I don't know when the camera went off there. Don't know why it's playing up again. The pumpkin seeds sunflower seeds and flax seeds that I got off the market a long time ago. It was 3 bags. 4, and this was a mixed trail mix or something it was called. I got cranberries, this trail mix, and something else, and I can't remember what it was, for £5. 3 for £5 it was. A couple more. I shall tip the rest of the seeds in there, in the box. Yeah, sweet treats for me.